All right, joining us now, one of our good friends, Mike Detillier, draft expert, Saints Flagship Radio Network. We're going to talk about the NFL right now. Jayden in the NFL. How is he soaring up draft boards? I think when the season started, people said maybe second-round draft pick. Now we're talking top 10, correct?
I think you're talking about he'll be one of the top 3 picks. I think it'll be quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels, Drake May, in some order. But those 3 guys will go 1, 2, 3. I hate to say it because the guy I work with, he always says, quarterback trumps everything. Well, he's right on this. He's made a great run of the charts in the draft boards, and I think he'll be one of the top 3 picks.
Do you think he goes in front of one of those guys? That's what I think is fascinating. You just put him in front of Drake May. Can he get in front of Drake May or Caleb Williams, who have been the perceived top 2 guys in the 2024 draft when it comes to the quarterback class?
Okay, we're not running for political office now. All I got to do is convince one that I'm better than the other 2. So I would answer that yes. He could potentially be the top overall pick. I still think Caleb Williams will be the top guy, but I would not put it out of the realm of possibility that Jayden Daniels becomes the top overall pick. But he'll be one of the top 3, and again, quarterbacks take precedent. Everybody's looking for him. Either you got one or you're looking for one.
As far as the rise that he's made, I think Joe Burrow was projected as like a 4th or 5th rounder, and then that 2019 season happened, and he's a number 1 overall pick. Can you remember a guy that made a rise like this? We've been hearing about Caleb Williams and Drake May, but this is a pretty meteoric rise if he gets into the top 3, the top 5, the top 6, to go from where he was projected to where he eventually gets drafted.
The 2 guys that come to mind for me, one would be Joe, because
Sure.
We thought he'd probably go in the top 100, but it was maybe a 3rd-round pick. The other one would be Mitch Trubisky. No one talked about him at this stage. All of a sudden, he becomes the 2nd overall pick in the draft. So it would be those 2 guys that have made monumental jumps. But, man, Jayden, he was just fantastic. I go back to Manning Passing Academy and sitting with him, and he was like, I just have to work at my medium and deep part of the game and look at how good he has become in that area. He had the short game down as a junior, but it was the medium, long-range game. He's a fantastic football player. So the best football player in the country.
No, look, I agree. I've been saying it for months and months and months now, and I'm not a draft expert, but I just kept saying he's dropping dimes way down the field. These aren't just jump balls he's throwing up there. This is a guy that has precision down the field. Joe Burrow went to a franchise that was down and out. Number 1 overall pick to the Bengals. He has turned them around. Are we talking about Jayden Daniels being a culture changer, total game changer for a franchise, be it New England, Chicago, Arizona? If a team trades up for him, is he that kind of guy? Does he have Burrow qualities to elevate an entire franchise?
Yeah, I think when you pick a quarterback that high, you want him to be your version of Joe Burrow, or what Tua has done to Miami. Different, but in a similar manner. He's brought them up to top heights. The thing they both have, and knowing both of them, a competitive edge that is a cut apart from other guys in this business. His competitiveness out on the field, his work ethic, his attention to detail is very similar to Joe. Now, personality, Joe wanted to pick a fight with everybody. No, that's not Jayden Daniels. But again, they both have that edge to them that they really want to be the guy, and they're willing to take that. And look what Jayden this year, what a horrible defense. He couldn't carry 1 bucket of water. It was 2 each week. A lot of pressure on you to do that.
All right, let me give you a hypothetical here before we wrap things up. If the Saints are on the clock and Jayden Daniels is on the board, I think it's a no-brainer. I get it. Carr's under contract for next year. There's no getting off of Derek Carr, but I love Jayden Daniels. If the Saints are picking and Jayden Daniels is somehow on the clock, and I don't know if he's going to fall that far, do the Saints have to take him?
If I'm the Saints, I look at trading up to get him, because you're not going to get him where you're going to pick. So the answer would be yes. If something happened like a lightning strike, yeah, you got to pick him because of what he can do to your franchise. And I believe something Bill Parcells said years ago, nothing revitalizes a team more than a talented young quarterback. Where was Cincinnati before Joe Burrow? Where were they? And look at what he's been able to do to turn the franchise. Look at Houston. with C.J. Stroud. Didn't take long. He proved how good he is.
All right, final question here. I keep putting you on the spot, and I apologize for that, but I kind of like the honest take that you keep giving us. So a few years ago, back in 2017, I remember I asked you, give me one player that you think would be a perfect fit with the Saints, and this was months before the draft, and you told me Alvin Kamara, and he's been a perfect fit with the Saints. If I had to put you on the spot right now, who is the perfect team for Jayden Daniels to go to? And we don't know what's going to happen with some of these coaching moves. Would it be New England? Would it be Chicago? Would it be Arizona? Would it be a team like Tampa Bay trading up? Just kind of off the top of your head, where do you think Jayden Daniels would be a great fit to potentially revitalize a franchise?
I think the Patriots. And they would be in that position to take him. Because of the fact, man, that's some big moccasins to fill in for Tom Brady. They need somebody to jumpstart that franchise. He would be that guy. But who holds all the cards? The Chicago Bears. They will have the biggest decision come draft day. Do I keep that pick and either pick Caleb or Jayden Daniels? Or do I keep Justin Fields and trade that pick off for a lot of assets? They're going to have at least 5 teams that are going to be willing to give you up heaven and earth to get those players.
All right, he is Mike Detillier, NFL draft expert. I have a feeling we're going to be asking him a lot of questions as we get closer to the draft in 2024. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pledge.